Hello everyone. Wish you all happy and prosperous New Year. Hope 2021 will bring new hopes and prosperity to all my viewers and the whole world. As promised, I am coming back with a video about ISO 9001 quality management system, slightly different from other videos. This will be mainly focusing on the implementation aspect of ISO 9001 2015. I will not get into the details of the past version, only we will discuss about this version. Before we start the quality management system, let's know something about this word called quality. Whole world rests on the word called quality. Quality of life, quality of product, quality of services. Everywhere we need the quality. Every organization that engages in a relentless pursuit of delivering high quality products and services outperform those who do not. Yes, whoever has high quality will sustain and survive for long. Customers state their needs as they see them in the language. Producers need to understand the real needs behind them and translate those needs into producers' language. Quality has come to mean fitness for purpose. Now, here I would like to give the example of our great founder of Asian Paints, Mr. Champaklal Choksi. He could not sell his paints with against the competition of already established big paint companies. But he went to the customers, understand the customer needs, understand the customer's purpose. So every household villages he visited, and he supplied paints in small sachets, even to the paints required for the bullhorns. It's an idea which we probably could never, no one could have thought. So this now he becomes today, as of now, he becomes the leading company in paints, leading in the share market, leading in his market share everywhere. So that's another big success story where he believed in the quality of fitness for purpose. He supplied his product for the specific purposes what the people wanted it to be. If one can define this quality, then one can manage it. If one can manage it, one can deliver it to the satisfaction of the customers and stakeholder. Once again, Juran states this: freedom that meets customer needs, freedom from failures is quality. Freedom that meets customer needs has higher quality enables customer satisfaction, product saleable, meet competition, increase market share, sales income, secure premium prices, reduce risk. And higher quality also enables reduce error rates, reduce failures, increase the sales, reduces waste, improve delivery performance. And these are the two meanings of quality as per Juran, as stated in his Juran's handbook. Once again, coming to quality, quality has concepts of quality control and quality assurance. Now, what is quality again is the standard of something as measured against other things or degree of excellence or totality of features and characteristics of a product or service which can satisfy the given needs. This is definition of quality, three different definitions of quality. Quality control is a process through which a business seeks to ensure that product quality is maintained or improved. Quality control requires the business to create an environment in which both management and employees strive for perfection. Quality assurance is a way of preventing defects in manufactured products. Now, coming to quality management system, it has three aspects of it: quality, management, and system. Quality, as we have already stated the definition, management is a process of planning, organizing, leading, controlling, and decision making with human financial resources of an organization to reach its goal efficiently and effectively. System is a set of interrelated and interactive elements working for a common goal to achieve the results. Now, in this quality management system family, there are four of them, four standards. It is ISO 9000 family. Now, people may ask, why is this ISO 9000 or 14,000 or 50,000? It's a random number selected for each category. Now, quality category, quality management system related standards are 9000 family. So ISO 9000 2015 is the basic concept and language. ISO 9001 2015 is the requirements of QMS, that is the standard which is being applied, or what we are discussing today. And ISO 9004 2009 is improving effectiveness of QMS. ISO 19011 2011 is again the guidelines for audit. It's also not a implementable standard. Here only one standard we have is 9001 2015 is the only standard of requirements of QMS which can be applied or implemented. Now, the second part of this number 9001 2015, 2015 is the year in which it is released. Similarly, 2009 is the year in which it is released for 9004 2009. 1911 2011 is the year in which that guidelines was released. Coming to the main question among most of the people, why ISO? I have this QA, I have this quality control QC. Then why ISO? ISO is a slightly bigger subject which covers almost all aspects of the organization. It improves reputation. It is accepted universally. It helps the organization to be acceptable to the universal community. Improving quality standard by quality standardizing and reducing waste and cost, optimizing the resources put in use. So it has got plenty of use because it standardizes the processes from Fiji to Finland, Australia to America. When you say ISO 9000 means a process, they understand that you have got some international system or processes defined. You're practicing that it should be like this. So it is accepted by all in the industries, which helps in marketing these products or processes or services to the people of the other countries or even domestic customers. I have showed in a graphic here in a pipeline. When you put a raw material through a process, it comes a defined process. It has got defined boundaries. The pipeline means things cannot go out. So it enters one side and comes out as a product from other side. So it helps in reducing the waste. It helps in optimizing the resources to get the best result of a best product, to ensure the desired consistent output as stated year on year required by the customer and to meet statutory requirements. So it helps in that, to be in one particular discipline way of doing things. It also helps to increase customer satisfaction. That is ensuring the quality of the process to get quality products. Now this chart also, it is showing something similar. So when you put give an input, it gets into input, it goes to the activity processor, output, and receiver output is the customer as per the customer requirement. Then the feedback comes back to the sources of input or the producer. Its producer resources starts from the contextual issues. Then the matter, energy, or information is put into the input. Processing activity takes place. Then it comes to the satisfaction of the customers. This quality management system 9001 2015 has some principles of its own. These principles are 7 of them. They are customer focus, like what we have heard earlier. Here it always is customer is God. So the whole focus of any manufacturing or services should be on the customer. What is his needs? What is his requirement? So the customer focus is very much important principle in this quality management system. Then comes leadership. Leadership is also very important because it is the leadership which makes it to happen or not to happen process quality management system implementation, success or failure depends only on the leadership and no one else. If organization has succeeded, it is only because of leadership and no one else. If your product is of high quality, it is the commitment and conviction of the leadership to get this quality. Similarly, there are plenty of examples where the leadership has always mattered. You can take the leadership of Ratan Tata ji, Prem ji, Narayan Murthy ji. All these people have given results which are internationally accepted as international products or services. Then comes engagement of the people. You need to engage, a leader need to engage by leading them from the front and getting them involved in the whole process of this quality management system. Then only this can succeed. Then you need to have a process approach. That process approach is already discussed in earlier video, that depends on PDCA cycle, that is Deming cycle of plan, do, check and act. Then comes improvement. This improvement has to be continual. It has to be a never-ending process. It should keep going on year on year, so that newer and higher quality product is delivered, and always adopt to new changes. There are examples like Nokia, one of the leading mobile manufacturers earlier days, failed to adopt to the new smartphone technology and finally could not compete with other mobile companies which came later. So this improvement also need to look after this technological changes which keep happening in the international community. Then every decision of yours in a business should be evidence based. That also scientific evidence based on the data, scientific data available. Then once again is last one, 717 principle is relationship management. You need to manage relationship of stakeholders, customer relationship, societal relationship. There are so many relationship which is important here. Employee relationship. Yeah, all relationships are important for sustainability of an organization. Organization sustain with the image or brand image created by the organization with a beautiful relationship. Like we have such a relationship management or a impression of Tata Group, where Indians feel that's one of a great organization or a company which relies on values, and understanding current and future needs of the customers contributes to sustained growth success of an organization. Leadership I have also discussed. Engagement of people, process, and PDCA is plan, do, check, act. Now planning starts in contextual organization. Taking from contextual organization, context of organization, need to derive internal and external issues. Based on that, you have to once again find out needs and expectations of the stakeholders. On that, you need to plan and then keep doing it. After implementing or doing, then you need to check the correctness of this, whatever you have done as per the planning. Then if not, then do the correction or act and then review and go back again. This is PDA cycle. Improvement I have already discussed. Evidence-based thinking also, yes. Relationship management is the performance of the relationship-based team. Performance is a cumulative sum total of all isolated individual performances. Together when we work, it becomes a cumulative total performance than individually when we're working. The team relationship, team building is very important here, similar to engagement of the people. In this standard, ISO standard 9000, there are few terms which everyone needs to know. It's slightly different from the English dictionary meaning. That is shall. Shall means requirement, should means recommendations, may means permissions, and can means possibility or capability. How to go ahead about implementing this standards. First of all, you need to acquire knowledge of this quality management system and buy the standard. I just mentioned it because it's very important. We need to buy the standard and read the standard, form a team, exchange ideas, teach others, get the employees involved, and write a document. And this document it may not be mandatory, but it is always better to have a documentation of the whole process, because it fixes up a disciplinary approach to the whole way of doing things. Top management need to state what you're supposed to do. The policy has to be defined. That is walking the talk, talking the walk. So they need to give a directive principles with their policy statement, their mission statement. To achieve the statement goals need to be defined by breaking the policy into objectives. So each function, each area need to have their own objectives and start walking towards achieving this. This is how you start doing this, walking the talking, talking the walk. This document I was saying should be made or not is a question, but it is always better that we make a document. Document can be Apex document, Apex manual is level 1, can be level 1, and then comes procedures or SOPs, then instruction references. Like 3 level of documentation can be very effective in managing this quality management system. It will help as a reference guide to be within this, prescribed limitations, disciplinary boundaries for achieving the fixed goal. Now, the new version of ISO 9000 2015, they have defined a new structure called high-level structure. It is nothing but similar to the standard requirements. 10 of them are defined as the high-level structure. Is a common structure for all forthcoming or all future standards which are going to be released by ISO. These 10 clauses will be common to all of them, with the specific requirement included in few of them, and mainly the specific requirement will be in operation 8 clause, and here and there will be some corrections. Otherwise, generically this will be common to all standards which will be forthcoming. It's a skeletal structure to make it common to all standards, and common terminology and methodology is used here. Easier integration with other ISO standards. It helps in integrating IMS kind of management system, that is integrated management system, when 1, 2, 3 standards are combined together. Like say ISO 9001 2015 is combined as ISO 14001 2015. And similarly, that is ISO 45001 2018. If 3 system is combined, you can have an integrated management system. Like similarly for this, ISO 50000 also can be combined. So if you know this high-level structure, then it becomes for everyone to understand other management systems very easily. It starts from scope. All of you may be knowing that scope, normative reference, and terms and definitions. These are the top 3, 1, 2, 3 clauses of any standards. Once again, depicted in high-level structure as the beginning clauses. Scope is scope of this document, and then comes normative reference and reference standards again, if they have any, like 9000, 2015, something like that. Then terms and definition, there are some definitions which are specific to this standards. In this standard document, they have mentioned it is given in 9000, 2015. Then the implementable clauses starts from number 4, that is context of the organization, leadership, planning, and support is 7, and operation is 8, 9 is performance evaluation, and 10 is improvement. What is context of the organization? Context of the organization is an overall picture of the surrounding information. It could be political, economical, social, or environmental, or any kind of context. Labor context, it could be employees context. Any kind of a context can be evaluated, because this context only have implication in the form of issues, and issues once again generate needs and requirements of a stakeholder, which becomes risk later on. So everything evolves from this context. It could be government policy context, it could be raw material context, it can be a risk later on. That is why it is necessary that you get into the root cause of this risk. and then start mitigating in the beginning of the planning itself. It's a beautiful thing, context, to have a contextual reference here before starting quality management system in any organization. So if you study context, then comes identifying from context. You have to evolve this internal and external issues. Internal issues means issues from within the company. External issues could be which is external to the boundary of the company. Then identifying the needs and expectation of customers. This is defined again in 4.2 clause, and then the scope of the organization is defined in 4.3 and 4.4. QMS and processes, all the processes may be referred to here 4.4. All these clauses listed in your Apex manual, written down in your Apex manual, can write down a brief note about this relating to your organization or enterprise against all these clause numbers. It's interesting. Write the scope of the ISO certification or in application of this ISO 9001-2015 standards. There are two kinds of scopes here. One is geographical scope, means the address where it is going to be applied or implemented. And second one is process limitation, where it will be applied or implemented. Say for example, we can say the organization will manufacture the cotton garments for the luxury wear, can be your scope of an enterprise or a company. But your address, your geographical address or your postal address is your geographical scope. Generically, it depends on your specific need and function or your operation activity you are carrying out in your enterprise. Context is the background surrounding the industry, enterprise with social, political, economics, etc. Detail of all this context need to be documented to identify the issue from it. This is all we have discussed in earlier sites. Now we come to the next one, clause number 5, leaders or leadership. I have given you this picture of great leaders of history. One was Napoleon Bonaparte and one was Gandhi, who moved the empire with his stick. And another man came out of exile and formed an army. People followed these two guys to die for them. That kind of leadership. People believed them. People had trust in them. This is the leadership. Now, these are all industrial leaders, two of them Indians and one American, who were all revolutionary in their own ideas, who formed their own mega multinational conglomerates. Apple, Infosys, and Wipro are great examples of leadership. Ratan Tata and Ford are historical industry leaders, almost great leaders in their own sphere. Both of them have achieved, and especially Ratan Tata has shown the world that business also can run with affirmative actions. Leadership qualities, like I was reading Jim Collins, I was amazed by his assessment or his research, which said compared to high profile leaders who made it high, the good to great leaders are self-effacing, quiet, reserved, even shy. They are paradoxical blend of personal humility and professional will. Firmness is talking about. It burst a few of my myths. One was our great Lee Kaka, whom I always considered as a great leader. But this book, Great Good to Great, keeps him at mediocre leadership because he was more of a publicity-minded leaders, it is said. However, I've always considered him good, but maybe the modern concept or belief may be slightly different. They are paradoxical blend of personal humility and professional will. This is the kind of leader Jim Collins talks about, who takes the company from difficulties to success to breakthrough, building it from all scratches to the breakthrough. What they required to do is define a walking path or a directed path or policy appropriate to the purpose and context of the organization, and supported strategic decisions. This is where it is. People watch you, people watch the top man and then do accordingly. People follow them, people imitate them. So if the top guy has got a defined goal of walking towards it, the people also walk behind him. This policy will give you a framework for setting up an objective that is target for every employee in the company. It should be commitment to applicable requirements, be as quality and statutory. Commitment to continual improvement is a requirement of policy. Policy need to be defined like this. It should be documented and available. This top management policy should be documented and available to all stakeholders, but it should be communicated to all employees. Employees should know it very clearly what the top management wants from the organization. Communication means they should know, they should understand, and they should accept and implement that policy guidelines into their everyday work. And stakeholders can take it from website or anywhere. It should be easily available to them for reading it, to understand what this company intends to do. Sample policies say the ABC PLC manufacture and supply the glycerin cotton fabric to meet all the export market standards and satisfy all customer and applicable statutory requirements. Sample one, it could be slightly bigger. I've just made it short one. Ladies and gentlemen, my viewers, thank you so much. This was my video on quality management system. If you like it, please like, share, and subscribe to help me keep moving. I'll be coming many more videos on these subjects: ISO 9001, ISO 14001, ISO 45001 in the coming days. And keep me motivating by pressing this icon. Subscribe. Thank you again. Wish you Happy New Year.